I'll tell you this little story right now. This one time I worked for this startup this was in 2013, I believe. I was working for this startup, and the CEO, it was a small company, about 11 or 12 people. And so I was like, close with the CEO, and, I was just doing a lot of stuff, working long hours, and was writing one of their apps. So the CEO was friends with this guy who had his own jet. It's the smallest passenger jet you can buy. I think it seats 4 people, but it's a jet, like jet engine. And so one day he goes, "You guys have been working really hard. I want to take you somewhere. So like meet me at the airport, the Palo Alto airport, which is a private airport, in like 2 hours." And we were like, "Oh fuck, we're flying private somewhere. This bougie as fuck. A little private flight. Where are we going? Vegas on a little G4 action, maybe, perhaps. I don't know. What's that song by the popping bottles on in the fly like a G6. That's what Maybe it's gonna be like that song. I don't know. I'm pumped though. And we get to the airport, and it's his buddy with this tiny. I mean, it's still a jet, right? It's still fucking dope as fuck, but it's small as shit. And me, I'm horrified of flying. I hate it. I hate every moment when I'm in the air. Every single moment. I really, really it's just like a instinctual thing. It's like I convince myself fully that flying is safe and it's safer than driving and all those fucking statistics that people give you, right? But like, for some reason, man, flying, like, you feel my hands after like 10 minutes of being in the air and they're just wet. Like just clammy hands, Ugh, like I could stick them on the wall and they would just, like, they're just, I would try to hold somebody's hand and it would slip out. Like I'd fucking put them in a jar of baby oil, and that's just deep within me. I'm frightened. That's what that is. Logically, I'm like, no, this is fine. This is safe. So I'm just scared of flying. You know what I'm saying? Hate it. So whatever. So this is my biggest nightmare, is having a small ass plane that I'm gonna have to get into and fly somewhere that I don't even know where we're going yet, with a pilot who I know personally and who have like partied with before. And I'm like, does this guy even know how to fly? And if so, is he like, he's like in a t-shirt right now. He's not even in the fucking pilot suit, which goes a long way in terms of ease of mind. Is when you see the pilot suit, you're like, all right, this guy's legit. This guy can fly a fucking plane. Whereas you see a guy in a t-shirt, you're like, he could drive a car. I don't know about a plane. Maybe a boat. Yeah, you can fly a boat. Fly a boat. Have I been saying that? Have I been saying fly a car? If so, man, Jesus Christ. So we get to the private airport and we get in the guy's plane. He's like, "We're going to Mexico." And I was like, oh, damn, this is like legit. This is a fucking legit trip. We were going somewhere where, like, I'm pretty sure you can only go there by landing in this private airport. You can't get there like easily by a public airport. You got to go to some city and drive a few hours. And it was in some resort. The first day we were going somewhere else, and then the second day we were going to go somewhere else, and then we were going to fly back to LA. So we get in the plane and we cross the border, and then we have to land in Tijuana to get gas. And we land and we get out, and these Mexican guys come up to us with like AK-47s, and they like check the plane to make sure there's no drugs on the plane or whatever. We gas up, and by the time we get back in the flight, there's like a gigantic thunderstorm over top of us. Like, I'm talking like menacing clouds, like clouds you look up in the sky and you're like, oh fuck, like some trees are about to get fucked up by whatever sort of lightning is about to eject out of these clouds, right? Very scary shit if you're about to go up in a tiny ass plane with a guy in a t-shirt when you're scared of flying like I am. And it was awful, dude. We flew up into these clouds, and all of a sudden we're like, in a tiny plane, you feel the incline more. We're like literally pointed almost straight fucking up, flying through these planes, like dropping and like all of like sudden fucking turbulent drops. And the guy's like he's like the fucking pilot can barely hang on to the thing because we're bumping around so much. And I'm like, I'm gonna die. This is it. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die 1,000 feet above Tijuana. and just fall to the ground and just be just dead in Tijuana. This is how I'm gonna die. And then by some grace of God, we made it through the clouds, and we ended up landing in a city called Mazatlan, I believe. Was it Mazatlan? Yeah, relatively not a touristy city by any means. I'm gonna Google this real quick because I'm actually curious if this was the place we went. Was it Mazatlan? It was somewhere that wasn't touristy at all. Okay, and I knew this because we checked into the hotel, and we're like, let's go out, because it was like 8 p.m. or something like that. We're like, let's go out drinking. So we got in a cab, and as we're driving down the street, there's like dudes in like fully armored trucks with like a guy on like a mounted gun on top, passing us on the roads. Like it's, and the cab driver's like, whatever, like, this shit happens all the time. And we were like, there's a dude, did you see the fucking gun on top of the thing? That guy could have just minigunned us. If we weren't going to die above Tijuana, we were going to die by the will of this dude on a fucking minigun. I mean, I'm sure this is all drug-related stuff, right? I understood. It's just a little bit shocking seeing that in person for the first time when you're in this like city where tourists don't go. And they're like, they had, like, I don't even know if they were part of the fucking, military. They could have been like rebels or whatever, like part of the cartel. I'm pretty sure they had like ski masks over. It was just alarming. Okay, so we're in the car, and we go to this club. We show up there, and the girls there were obsessed with us. I was there with like 2 other white dudes, younger white dudes like me, but we're all like nerdy, like software engineers, right? So like, none of us at the time had the best style. I still don't. But none of us like at the time had like the best style. And, I'm pretty sure we were doing this thing. Actually, yeah, I'm positive now. We were not shaving until this app we were writing came out. So I had like this awful fucking unkempt facial hair, just patchy, like the shittiest 22-year-old facial hair you can imagine. Like someone fucking planted turf on my face, but like missed half of it. It's just awful and black. Like my facial hair is really dark. It's just bad, man. I go back and I look at the pictures. I have like in my photo library still. I have the pictures that the selfies that I would send my parents to be like, hey, growing my beard out. And it's just like, oh, that's not a beard. That is not a beard. That looks like pubes. That looks like a pube goatee. Why is it on your cheeks? Why? And I still can't grow it. I still can't grow shit on my cheeks. Why not? What the fuck is wrong with my cheeks? Do I gotta get that shit checked out? When am I gonna be able to grow a beard on my cheeks? I wanna know that. Or are my cheeks just gonna be, is it just like the soil there isn't good enough to grow shit? Not enough. Because my neck, I can grow shit on my neck. I can grow a mean neck beard. And that's what it was at this point. So we show up to this bar, and I got this gross puby neck beard. And we show up, and I'm pretty sure I hadn't showered in a couple days, right? Sweaty hands still from the flight. Just like not my best look ever. And the girls there were obsessed with us. Obsessed. They were following us around. Like we would just walk around. They were like a group of them would just follow us around because they were just like really, I don't know, I guess like into the fact that there was white people there. And I don't know if it's because they just don't see white people often. It was like a really remote place. I don't know if it was Mazatlan. It might have been another. I got to remember that because it was an amazing city. It really was beautiful. So these girls following us around crazy. We were basically like, I was like making out with one of them at the club, and it was like a beach bar. It was on the beach, and I was wearing shoes again because I'm a fucking nerd apparently. So puby neck beard, okay, puby neck beard, sweaty hands, probably stank like shit, okay, and shoes on the beach. Not exactly, the picture of a dude that a girl would run up to and be like, please make out with me. Not exactly, right? It basically had nothing going for me at that point. But I guess, I don't know, this girl liked the fact that I was white, so we started making out. I'm wearing shoes. I kick her toe by accident because I think we were dancing, and her toenail comes off. Ugh, her big toenail pops off like a fucking hood of a car, you know, like that. Oh my god, dude, so gross. She starts bleeding everywhere. I'm like, I'm sorry, fuck, I don't know what to do. I fucked it up with this girl. Classic me. I'm making out with this girl and I bust her toenail off. What the fuck? You know? I was in, dude. I was in. Had my game going, you know, stank like shit, pubic neck beard, but I was making out. I was in. And then I busted her toenail off. Wow, dude. Player. Player move right there. Boss move. But that's how much these girls like white dudes, apparently, is that this girl just didn't stop being interested in me. She was like, it's okay, it's okay. And I was like, no, dude, you're bleeding out of your thing on the beach. You're gonna get sand in your wound. And she was like, it's okay. Please keep besos. And I was like, oh my God. Anyways, nothing, I mean, I don't know what happened. That was the story.